Hello everybody, today I am with Moses and Paul, who are in Mali but from Guinea, and they're sharing with us what they're doing for their community. As I said, I've always said in a number of my videos, there's some precious hearts in Africa with humble service, and they are diligent to help in their communities even when they themselves have very little. So welcome Moses and Paul to the conversation. I just want to begin by asking you to tell us what exactly you both do and what it is that you're doing for your communities, so that we can know all about you.
Okay. I want to say before, thank you for everybody. It's a privilege. So please allow me to try to speak my English because I understand that it's little bit. I'm a missionary. I'm also a pastor. He's my brother, my friend. We are together in Mali, Bamako. We are from Guinea. And as a young person, we are really affected by everything that's around us. What is happening to the people living around us, the struggle, the difficulty of every day, every time, people trying to get a better life. They are just human beings like us. They just try to have a better life. And for these people, they are able to do some kind of thing you can imagine, just to have a better life. So we as a young person, got in our heart to do something. We really tired and refuse to be, I'll say that we can't do nothing to help. We believe that our project for helping somebody or some people will not be in vain. I believe that God will help us to help somebody. That from that for a long put in projects, talk about many things, and even names our project overcome it. Like we can overcome everything, every struggle, every opposition on this life to live, just to live. So we came this evening, me and my friends, to ask for help, to ask for people who also can encourage us to continue to make Africa a better life, a better place to live. Not just show people this image of war, opposition, I don't know, disease. No, Africa is more better than this image. Africa also has the potential, like me, like him, who can do something for our continent, and even that our continent will become also a solution for the world. Yes, so I can't say more. Just that. Just.
I know what you mean now. Yeah. Because Africa's been through such a lot in its existence, and it's a very beautiful place. It has very beautiful people in it, as you show us. And on a deep level, Africa is the spine of the world. So whilst it's not in alignment in that having a good life and being at bliss and in peace, like you say, everybody is going to be all over the place, because Africa, originally, every single person, no matter what the color is today, every single person comes from Africa.
Yeah.
Right back.
Yes.
Yes. So that's why energetically it is the spine and the core, if you like, of humanity's restoration. It's a central point to it. So so it needs the ability to align. So can you tell us what everyday life is like right now so that people know, so that they can show up and assist you?
Okay, in Africa at this time, how can I say that? African people now are more young. I don't know if you understand what I want to say.
Yeah.
They are more young than old people. So many young person, people, African like us, have a dream. They have a purpose on this life. They want to achieve something. And now there's no the government don't create a solution to help. So they try to find a solution to achieve something. And as I said now, work is a problem. After going to school, university, to get a job is very a problem. You don't know somebody who knows somebody, you can't get a job. Everything has been put in condition. If you know somebody, you become nobody. That is the truth.
Okay.
So we want to encourage our brothers to enterprise some things. We believe that not everybody can work in the office, but we can do something around us to help us. As God has given us the grace to have to hand, we can do something. We can fight. Don't spill. We can fight. We can work to get something to eat and to take care of our family. But now, as I'm talking now, African young people just sitting in group, smoke, drink, because they want to try to forget their problem. Just to
Crazy.
no, not crazy. Forget their problem. I don't know if it's the word. But they are full of. They are full of. They are thinking, a lot of thinking. They think about many things at the same time. As a young person, you see a young person thinking like an old person. They don't have the time to enjoy this life like a young person. I know personally one of a young person you have maybe 18, 22. But at this age, he had to take care of his mother. So he did not have a time for him. I see he said to me, I have to work, I have to struggle, I have to fight everywhere to get something to give my mother that she can eat something. She can get a place to sleep and cover her head. So many things. We can't finish but in Africa, I would not lie to you. It's not that everywhere is difficult, everywhere is a war, but that's the reality of life in Africa this time. I talk about young person because we believe in young person. We believe that we are the future of the world.
Yeah.
And without a young person, I don't know. Today, look at France. France, you have a president like Emmanuel Macron is a young person. We believe that as a young person, we have a leadership. A leadership who can make us achieve something. And in Africa, the old person don't want to let the young person work. Yes, just let them around. We will do our thing. And they make the system late, become slow. So that is life now. And I can notice immigration. The people are going to Libya to cross the sea, die in the sea. Million of people dying in the sea. And me, in my heart, it's painful for me because I've seen the country around, European country around, spending money
to keep people don't come to their country? Why don't bring the money there to help us to create an atmosphere, an environment that the young person will not go from the sea? Because what's what you do, they will go. If you put a shark in the sea, they will go. Because they are nothing. They are nothing. Not education, not hope for tomorrow. Just how we want to go. If you die, we die. If you also cross to have a better life. So we believe we can do it. And now, not tomorrow, now. It's possible to do it now. Yes. We believe here in Africa is full of opportunity. Africa is full of life. This is beautiful, as you said. It's a place that life appear. Maybe you also are from Africa. Maybe you are from your
I mean, I've known a lot of people from Africa for a lot of years because I used to work for the African Journal of Ecology. So I was always, I've always, right from a young age, and not that I'm old now, but right from a younger age, I've always been learning and talking with Africans from all over the continent. And hearing their stories of life and how they smile through immense struggle. And, you know, it really puts things into perspective for the wider world who moans when they don't have the latest upgrade in technical device, when you're concerned about whether you get 3 meals a day and they're still smiling. You know, it's you know, there's no comparison. But what that tells me actually is that you yourselves are actually closer to God, because you have that, you just care for the necessities.
Yes.
You care about people. You care about whether you have food on the table. You care about just making sure that everybody around you is well and safe, the best that you can. And you're not, you know, and you don't moan about anything. I mean, you're concerned about things. There are concerns everywhere in the world, but you have things in a heartfelt perspective, I feel, because you care about people first. And that is God. That is God, to care for people first before anything else. And you know, you are absolutely caring for the people. You know, you're missionaries. You know, I just love receiving your messages every day, Moses, because you're always sharing God with me and the love of Jesus and everything. And you know, that doesn't come from anywhere else. Everywhere else is just like messaging them or moaning about the day's activities. But you make everything real, and you bring everything back to the core of everything, because God created everything. He is the core of everything. And every day I'm always in gratitude, because I look at my phone and I receive messages from Africa just in gratitude and sending their love. And you are, in that sense, the purest people. And I love you for being those pure people that you are, just through your struggles. You know, I think it's absolutely divine. And, you know, the message that you give is very pure. And yes, you are struggling. And yes, if anybody out there wishes to help them, they will happily hear from you, I'm sure, and discuss with you how you can help them. And I personally am just very grateful that you've come into the world and what we're doing. I'm very, very grateful and love seeing you and talking to you. So thank you very much. So as a missionary, what exactly are you doing to help the people around you at the moment, the situation you've just described? How are you able to do anything about anything to do with it at the moment?
Okay. As I was said, we planning something together. Like first, we want to have a gift, if you can receive the gift,
Yeah.
to reach people in a place, some village, some place. We are already take uh, uh, information with some orphanage. We want to share some gifts, a simple gift, as I said, like t-shirt, trousers, shoes. It can be nothing maybe for somebody, but it can be a blessing for another person.
It's a lot for you, yes. You know,
Yes. Yes.
they say everyone's there is a saying actually, what people don't want is a treasure to other people. And yes, okay. So make sure that we have in the group you're in. Oh, I'll add you, Paul, to the group. I know Moses is already in there, but let us know the information that people can send things to so that we can put it on the website.
Okay.
Because you know, you've heard the genuineness of the story that Moses and Paul are sharing and what they're trying to do. They themselves have very little, and yet they're trying to help the community. And if you wish to help them, we will have their information on the website. It's atoughworldouthere.com. And you can, when they've given us it and we've put it up there, connect with them directly to assist them if you choose to. And we'll, obviously, as we progress, we will assist you through what we do as well. Now, yes, it's so apt actually, because even though as we what we call conscious living global, because we're shifting the balance of humanity from the pyramid to the cup, we're bringing the people, you, to the top to be heard. We're turning everything upside down so that you can have a voice and be helped in what you're doing. And it's not about those pyramid people at the top, it's about you.
Yes.
It's totally about you. And basically we've called the website It's a Tough World Out There because it is. It is a tough world out there. Moses and Paul are telling us so. And, you know, and it's time to get real with ourselves, those of us that moan about not having the latest technical device or whatever. It's time for us to get real, because there's nothing more important than people, and people being in joy. And everybody deserves to receive their heartfelt desires. And it is my purpose over time to grant heartfelt desires. That is who I am. As I'm a joy giver, so that's what I move to do. And I love just allowing you to speak, Moses and Paul, so that everybody knows you and can show up for you. Is there anything else that you want to add to this interview, so that people can know more of your situation and what you're doing, and etc.?
Okay. Okay, just now, as I said, we need to reach some place that is not easy to reach, like some kind of village that is more, is little far from the town where we are now. So we live in Bamako, the city. There's village around us, can reach there easily. But if we can have a possibility to be blessed with a car, we'll go organize a meeting, ask to organize a meeting, talk to people, encourage them to stay, organize them to have a business, a work in their place, and to profit to share with them some gifts that we receive. It will really help us. And even here in city, we have some ladies who come for better life in the city and finish to have a prostitute. Some also have a pregnant that they don't want to have, and they'll be sacked by their parents. Also, we want to have a place, some place where we can keep them, take care of them. If it's possible, to give them some education that they can have things to do in this life, just not only to go and to be a prostitute. No, they are our sisters, our mothers, all that as when you rock around, you can see in the night. The ladies don't want to do it, but they don't have anything to do apart to do it. It's not all man can understand it. And when you see that there are more and more little ladies, 14, 10. Difficult to find some who have 20, and they are just to do it for to survive. And some even run away from their parents because they want to be married as a young. They run away from the village, come to town. And we have a place where we can gather them, teach them, care of them, and I don't know how to say, but we believe you can help them like that. And with the little one we have, we'll try. We'll try. We'll overcome them, try that to give them this hope. Oh yes, I believe in my heart. I bet I can do it. If your help is possible.
Oh, yeah.
That's what for the young person. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because no, it is just press on the heart, if you like, hearing things like that, because it just makes you so aware of the fact that, you know, people see themselves as so unworthy of their desires in life that they lower their vibration so much to those levels that you've just said. And as you say, it's just to survive. And, you know, one of the things I've learned just through speaking with people, through starting up the business, is there's so many skills amongst you. You contain so much beauty, so much creativity in crafts and designing and, you know, writing, and there's so much beauty in all of you, and you don't realize the value of it. People, and it's not to say what are your skills, and they say, oh, I can do this, that, and the other, and I'm like, well, it's learning how to use what you love to do in a way that will bring you income. And I think that's kind of a key thing. to help, because people aren't looking at their key skills to create a life for themselves. It's like, I mean, you're so heartfelt, you're missionaries, you're wonderful for just showing up in that way. But there's people out there that are good at making things, but they're not doing anything with it because they don't think it's good enough. They're good enough to do that. But it's kind of encouraging the people around you to use what they love to do to create an income. And it may be that because your connection is not always good. I mean, we've had that experience yesterday. The connection is sometimes rubbish in Africa, unfortunately. But if they can somehow, when the connection is good, create online business with what they love to do, this is just an idea that you can put out there with people you're trying to help. If they can connect their skills to the idea that they can create a life out of them that is profitable and abundant, and if when your connection is good and they're good at making things, sell them or online somewhere, we can discuss this. But these are possibilities that can be a start to those that are struggling. If they can at least make things or write things or anything, we can help them to build a business out of it. And that's, I mean, Moses, I've already asked to be, and Paul as well, you can obviously walk beside him, to be the team leader, if you like, to the African continent for ideas on how, because it's not just Mali or Guinea, or it's the whole continent of Africa that is suffering as you are. Every country has its own level of suffering, but everybody is suffering the way you are. And what I wish to do with you is, as team leaders, is create a plan that can, as people come in that are doing community work throughout other countries, because we do have other countries in there, that your plan can pass down and help the whole continent to grow strong, to be that spine, that pillar that it's meant to be. Because Africa has more, it's Eden, it's the Garden of Eden. It can grow enough food for itself and the whole world just in Africa. And yet everyone's kind of pilfering from it. It's kind of time to actually, we can look after ourselves and allow us to do what we can do with our own space. Because, you know, your hearts are so pure and you go through such a lot and you still smile. I really want you guys to really think about all sorts of ideas about how you can make your space, but the whole continent as well, strong. And as the people show up that are doing their thing, you can get together and make big things happen for the continent.
Yes.
That you are. And that's what this is the beginning. It's the seeds of something that's very powerful for change. And I'm very, very grateful for you showing up here. And I'm so looking forward to what we can create together. Because yes. And thank you so much for sharing your story with the wider world that are oblivious. They're so busy, you know, going, oh, the internet's fabulous, blah, 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 connection's wonderful, blah, 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 whatever. And you're struggling there, doing your thing. It's time the world woke up to reality and the purity of reality, because you guys, all the people that are showing up, and there will be many more that show up from Africa, but you guys have the purity because you're just walking in the footsteps of God. You're all heart, you're all about the people first, trying to bring freedom to the people, and that's what we really embrace here, because that's what we're about, the restoration of humanity. And thank you for being part of the very, very core, the initial core of that, because that is a very powerful place to be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. And
thank you.
You're very welcome. And as I said to you before, all the information that's required, whether to, if you want to send old or new clothes, doesn't matter. Just send anything that would be useful and helpful. And you'll find their information on the website. It's toughworldoutthere.com. Moses and Paul, it's been absolutely wonderful having you here and sharing your story with us. Your mission as missionaries in the perfect posts is absolutely wonderful. And I look forward to making Africa really strong with you and the others that are coming into the group. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.